Welcome everyone, and thank you for joining. My name is Rodney, part of the product success team. I will be flying solo today as Lex will be out for this session. And regarding today's session, we will be going over the customer display. So if you have any questions, please keep your questions related to the topic at hand. Please keep yourselves muted during the presentation. However, if you do have an immediate question, you can ask your questions in the chat. We will be monitoring the chat as always. Otherwise, you can ask your questions verbally when we open the floor for questioning. Just make sure to unmute yourselves at that time. Now, customer display is an Aldelo Express peripheral application. What it is a secondary device that mirrors the active ticket from Aldelo Express. Customers are provided the details of their current order via the front-facing display. We have previously provided demos for KDS and kiosk, and while those two applications have cross-platform capability, meaning they can be run in combination with Android and iOS devices, the customer display is unique as it strictly runs on iOS. And that is the setup at the time of this video. You can only download customer display on an iPad from the Apple's App Store. And when pairing the device, it can only be paired with another iPad running Aldelo Express. This pairing incorporates a one-to-one connection. One Aldelo Express POS iPad and one customer display iPad. Nothing more, nothing less. The main benefit is customer confidence. This can be attained as customers are able to view and confirm the items they've ordered and verify the accuracy through the customer display. They can also view the pricing that is applied and see if expected discounts are being applied, thus providing transparency. The customer knows in real time exactly what items are added to the ticket and how much they're getting charged before even paying. So this will lessen disputes after the sale. Now, when it comes to closing out the sale, the customer can autonomously complete the entire transaction outside of cash transactions. Lastly, using the media feature, pictures of popular items and special promotions can be displayed as well, thus advertising the store. Now, the setup is as easy as it gets. With the fast activation, all that needs to be done is to select the device number for the customer display. But with the manual activation, which I will show you in the demonstration, you do have to select the device number and then select the iOS device running on Aldelo Express that the customer display will be paired with. And the settings are minimal. Media such as pictures and video can be added to promote menu items and specials. And when an active ticket is present, the layout of how this media is displayed needs to be set up as well. Now, these layouts are the media on top, left, or right-hand portions of the screen. And lastly, the order list options are set up. These settings determine what information is present on the active ticket screen. Okay, so does anyone have any questions? Okay, so we will go ahead and proceed with the live demonstration. All right, so this is the Aldelo customer display. Once downloaded from the App Store, you'll see it does have to be activated. As I mentioned earlier, if we do the fast activation where we scan the QR code, the next step would just be to select the device number. But we'll go ahead and perform the manual activation here. So I will enter in my credentials. And then we'll have our store selection. So we're going to select the store that we wish to connect to. And we will define the device number. I will go ahead and choose 419. And from here, you'll see a demo view. And in this case, you'll see the media on the left, ticket on the right. But I'll show you the different layouts once we get into the customer display here. So at the top, you'll see the click here to connect Aldelo Express POS device in red. I will tap that. And it will pop up with a QR code, so you can scan that. Or if I toggle the scan QR on the upper right, it'll toggle over to device list. So this will display all the Express devices running on an iPad. And the device I have here is device 19, and I will confirm. Now see, once I'm connected, we are able to see the idle screen. So this screen will change once I have an active ticket on the Express device it is connected to. But before we do that, we'll go ahead and access the settings here. So we can either tap on the cog on the upper left here, or a 3-finger tap to pull up the login. Yep. So this is the settings here. The first thing you will see here is the config welcome screen media. So these are the media that is displaying while the screen is idle. So if I tap on that, you will see the pictures that are added here. Now, one thing to note with the pictures, they do have to be added into the iPad's photo gallery first. It does not come with preloaded pictures for the customer display. They do have to be added in. And you'll see that the size required, if they want to have a proportional picture, is 1024 by 768 here. So that will fill the whole screen. We'll go ahead and leave these as is. But however, if I did want to enable some pictures, you'll see the ones that are enabled do have the check mark on the upper right. These two do not. If I want to add these in, I can tap on them to make them active pictures. I'll go and hit done here. And we'll select the config top banner add media. We have a couple pictures here, but let's say I wanted to add a picture for a promotion. And you'll see the dimensions of the picture here is 1014 by 230.5 pixels. So if I wanted to add a picture, it should fit within those dimensions there. I do have some in my photo gallery, so I will press on that plus or add picture. So I do have a banner that I wish to add here that I set up with those particular dimensions. Now I have the picture added there. We'll now go into the config half screen add media. And you'll see the dimensions for this are 506 by 756. I will go ahead and add a picture there that I have set up. And that will display if I have the layout with the media on the left or right. All right, and then the next option is the media picture message displays. You can set how long these pictures will stay up before they transition onto the next. I'll go ahead and set it to 3 seconds so that you'll see the transition in the pictures that we have added in. Now the display theme basically is the color that's selected. So when we're in the settings, you'll see the color scheme is orange at this time. If there is no media added in, especially for the config welcome screen media, there is a default screen, and this will determine the color of that idle screen there. And then when we're in a ticket, you'll notice the color of the different boxes there. Okay. And then the display layout, we'll go ahead and set it to media on top, check on bottom. And then the show config menu, this will just determine whether or not the cog is present while in the customer display. So you can either tap on that cog or, like I mentioned, 3-finger tap the screen to access the settings here. All right, next is the order list. So the very first one here is the menu and modifier name display selection. So you can set it to default, primary, or alternate. If you set it to alternate, if there is an alternate name set for any particular item, it will default to the alternate name there. or if they just want the primary name or default name, it will show that there. So I'm going to leave it as alternate. And when I choose an item, I will choose one that does have an alternate name on there, and you'll see how it reflects on the customer display. Okay, and then the rest of the information here, you can select which data shows up on the screen when the ticket screen is pulled up. You can customize what shows up or what does not show up there. And then below that, you'll just see the device that this particular customer display is connected to. So that is my Express device on device 19. Then if I wish to deactivate the device, I can deactivate it from here. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and tap on back on the upper left to take us back into the idle screen there. And you'll also see the cog is in orange. That's because its theme is set to orange. But I'm going to go ahead and start an order from the Express device here. Once I start an order, the screen will change here. All right. So this is the order list information that we can customize and remove. If they wanted to just minimize the information, they can do that. But we're going to leave this as is for now. So this is with the media on top, check on the bottom. We'll go ahead and push some items through. And I'll select an item with an alternate name there. And you'll see it pop up with the alternate name. If I go back into the settings here and change that setting to, let's say, default, I'll go back. You see it says lemon pepper shrimp. So that will determine what name shows up on the screen there. Now, if I put in a note onto the item there from the Express device, you'll see it reflect on there. So this is the note here. I just put more lemon. The note will reflect, but they can disable this as well. Let's go ahead and discount an item here, because you are going to see the unit price and the subtotal there. But if I apply discount to an item, you'll see the price change on the subtitle, and it differs from the unit price because I did discount that particular item there. And then it also updates the pricing at the bottom of the screen. All right. And if I wanted to discount the entire order, I can go ahead and do that. You'll see how that information changes, and you'll see how that coupon option reflects on the screen there. It now shows pref customer 15% and how much is discounted, and also how the actual totals are discounted as well. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and push this item through on the Express device. Okay, and you'll see the different payment options there. So as I mentioned, if the customer is not paying cash, they can initiate the payment and complete the payment. Now, if they chose credit card or debit card, there does have to be a payment device present for the customer to provide their card. I'll go ahead and pay this with a gift card here, and you'll see it on the customer display. It actually brings out the camera where they can scan their gift card. Okay. And it will have the option to have the customer sign and their change there. So once the order is closed out, it is still open on Express. Once I hit the close check, it will return to the idle screen there. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and change the layout here. So we have the media on top, check on bottom. I'm going to go ahead and set it to media on left, check on right. We'll go back here. We'll start a new order. So this is what the layout will look like with the media on the left, check on right. Now, if we chose a check on left, media on right, it'll just be the inverse here. All right, so I'll go ahead and push an order through here. Now I'm going to go ahead and add some more items here so that the screen is filled. The items on the screen exceed the space provided, but the customer on their side, they can actually swipe up and down to view more of the items there. Okay, now I'm going to go ahead and pay this out in cash. So on the Express device, I'll hit settle. As you see here, cash is not an option, but the customer can hand the cash over to the cashier. The cashier takes the cash and completes the transaction through the Express device. And then the change will pop up. The cashier provides a change to the customer, and the transaction there is completed. All right, so that does conclude the demonstration for today. Do you have any questions? And before you go, please do not forget to subscribe to our YouTube page. At Aldelo Corporate is the channel. We do ask for you to subscribe if you haven't already. And again, we thank you for joining. We'll see you on the next one.